Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara and today we're going to be driving around the general Asheville area to show you a little bit of what it looks like these days. So right now we are on our way to Biltmore Church's Arden campus and we're going to be volunteering there from 9 until 1-ish. Not totally sure what we're going to be doing aside from like handing out supplies like food and water and propane and just a bunch of different stuff like that. I believe there are also going to be people there that will have like larger vehicles that can take a bulk amount of supplies to the harder hit areas like Burnsville, Marshall, places like that. So this is actually our first volunteer opportunity that we're doing since the hurricane hit, and we plan to do more of them. Probably another one that we'll do in the future will be more of the actual like hands-on cleanup and restoration type of volunteer work. But right now we're just going to be handing out supplies. So gonna do that, and then after that we'll drive around a little bit, show you just kind of what the area looks like now, what areas got impacted badly, what areas actually didn't and are totally fine. Since getting back to town a few days ago, we haven't really gone out and about at all, so this will be new for us as well. I've seen images and videos on social media, but going to be seeing it firsthand today with you guys. So yeah, just going to head on over to Biltmore Church. We just finished up volunteering at Biltmore Church, and that was actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be. What did you think? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I mean, I used to volunteer with my youth group, so those are some of the best memories, I would say, from my childhood. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never really did a whole lot of volunteering in that kind of setting. I used to do like individual volunteering, like at a animal sanctuary or something like that, where it's more just me and the animals. I've never really done like a team volunteering type thing. So that was actually fun. Mm-hmm. There were different roles that you could choose from. So you either could be a traffic controller, is that called? Traffic controller, director. You could be the pickup drop-off person, which is what we were.
We did.
You could be a list taker. So basically when someone pulls up in the line, you write down the list of items that they need. And then basically that person would also then tell someone else to go get those items from the warehouse. You could be that person, like the runner, or you could be the warehouse person that organizes everything in the back. So there were a lot of different roles that you could do depending on what you were in the mood for, but we thought it would be kind of interesting to, be outside and be greeting some of the people that were there. So they had a really good system. They had like 3 different rows of traffic. First 2 would be kind of where we were, and then the third was like a drop-off area. It was really well organized and everyone was in a really good mood. It was nice to meet some of the people in the community. There was one lady that came there too. She came there with a truck. It was just her, and she said, I don't know what I need, I don't know where I'm going, but just give me a list.
Yeah, and they accommodated that too.
Yeah, that was really cool. They actually had like a separate list for those types of people who just wanted to help, but they didn't know how. Mm-hmm. So they would just load up her truck, and then she actually came back again.
She got a second load.
Yeah, she got a second load out of that. So it was just really cool. Everyone was in a good mood, and yeah, I'm glad we did that.
Sunny day.
Really nice day.
Since Helene, it hasn't really rained.
No, which is
a good thing.
Yeah, which is really good because we need the sediment levels to drop in the North Fork Reservoir area and others too. So very grateful actually that it hasn't rained. That's pretty much it in terms of volunteering. We're actually in Biltmore Park right now. We're just gonna grab a bite to eat. We got in a bunch of steps going from car to water and everything else, so we're hungry.
Nice car.
It's funny. There's
another guy with a crossfire.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I saw, if you are watching, I saw a subscriber actually at Biltmore Church. So if any of you guys watching ever see me out in public, then feel free to stop and say hi. I always like to meet you guys. So yeah, we're just gonna grab lunch now at Mosaic Cafe. This is one of the only places that's open. I feel like more places down in Arden are starting to open up. I just shared a link a couple days ago on my Facebook group, Living in Asheville, that listed a few different restaurants that are starting to open, and I noticed that a lot of them are down here towards Arden and like South Asheville area. So we're gonna grab lunch here, drive around a little bit, and kind of get a feel for what areas were impacted and what areas weren't as much, and just show you a bit of the surroundings. So let's go grab a bite to eat. Finished up lunch. Now we are headed to the first stop. I thought it would be interesting to check out the Riverstone community, which is in Fletcher, and it's kind of like Arden, Fletcher area. But I wanted to check this area out because I have a friend that lives in here actually, and I also just helped some people purchase a property in this community. Thankfully the home, both of my client and my friends, neither of their homes were impacted, but I do know that there were some other homes in this development that flooded. Some had trees fall on their homes. Just not a great situation. So I've been kind of curious to go in there and see what it looks like right now. So this is part of the neighborhood that got pretty messed up. As you can see, there's a dump truck there of furniture and doors and everything. We might need to turn around. Can't get through that way. We're gonna go through this way. Over here too, you can see tarps on some people's homes. My guess is that with all the wind that we had, they probably lost some shingles. There aren't really trees in this part of the development that would have fallen on it, so I'm thinking it was probably wind damage.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Bunch of these places. It seems like the exterior looks all right, but judging on or based on the dumpsters, it seems like the contents of people's homes got messed up. This is the pool area here to the left. I heard from someone in here that got all flooded, which is kind of crazy. Right now we're on Mills Gap Road, and you could definitely tell that this area flooded. You can see all of the downed trees, and it actually had said that the bridge was out, but it wasn't. We were able to go over it. So Google is wrong about that, for now at least. We're gonna try to head now towards Cane Creek and see what that looks like. You can tell they haven't had trash pickup in a while. Trash pickup has just started in some areas, but...
Trampoline.
Oh, trampoline, yeah. Trash pickup is starting to happen again now that more and more roads are opening up, so it's just kind of on a as they can get to it basis.
Your supplies and people's hard work have really made a difference in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, thank you.
It's coming along nicely.
Yeah, everyone that saw my post on Instagram and on the Facebook group and through my newsletter and everything, everyone that donated money, really appreciate it. We were able to raise quite a bit of money and really help out a lot of the people around here. We just turned on to Cane Creek Road. Google shows that it's closed for part of it, so we're gonna see if that's actually true. I believe that part of the properties around here did get flooded. I didn't actually see them when the flooding was happening. We were basically just focused on getting out of town as quickly as possible, and when we left town, Cane Creek Road was completely closed, but I'm not sure if it was from down trees or water or what the situation was here, but let's take a look and see what it's like now 2 weeks later. Big row of trees down here. This is by that really big farm. I believe it's called, let's see, yeah, Taylor Ranch. That's where, if you ever drive here and you see all those like longhorn cows, and sometimes they have horses out there, a bunch of trees got knocked down in there, which is pretty sad. Some of their fencing is messed up there. Doesn't seem like anything too horrible. Some trees over here. Yeah, I don't think the camera's gonna pick it up, but there's a cargo helicopter way out there in the distance.
Going to Chimney Rock.
Probably, honestly.
It's headed in that direction.
Yeah, you still can't get to Chimney Rock. I mean, you won't be able to get there for a long time. Every road in and out of there is completely wiped out. Yeah, big pothole. Driving around here is a little bit like an obstacle course. It was definitely that way when we were headed out of town evacuating. Wow, this really got messed up here on their property. That part of the creek used to be a lot smaller. It's actually starting to wear away the road here. Okay, I definitely thought Gap Creek was going to be closed. Google again says it's closed, but it seems to be open. Power lines are pretty low over there, low hanging. There's some remnants of dirt and mud in the road, so I'm guessing that this area flooded. I know that the area over here is, a lot of that is partly in a floodplain. Guys, check this out. This cargo ship or cargo plane is just like hovering here.
In this field.
In this field.
Wow.
That's really cool. Here's the bridge for Gap Creek and Emma's Grove. Bridge is definitely out, so we weren't able to continue, so we're gonna have to turn around and head back towards Cane Creek. You could tell all of this flooded in here.
There's a front loader in the way.
Yeah, there's a front loader in the way. Looks like the bridge went out there.
Wow, look at all those 18-wheelers.
I know. Let's see how Turgwa's doing. Oh man, the water definitely came up there.
Yeah. It made the place a lot uglier.
Yeah, man, they lost a lot of trees. Still on Cane Creek here. Look how much bigger the river is.
Yeah, the creek
It's not a creek, it's a river now. Wow.
Yeah, it's more of a river now.
Look at that.
It hasn't rained in 2 weeks since the hurricane, and it's still up high.
You can see how high the water came up here. Look at this. Wow. That community back there is completely closed. Their bridge got basically wiped out. Part of it remains, but it's roped off. Not structurally sound, I'm sure. So now we are here at the intersection of Cane Creek and 74A, basically. So we're back out on the main highway, and we'll see what else there is to see. We just stopped at home really briefly because we wanted to see if we have water. We've heard that some places on the east side of Asheville are starting to get running water back. It's not potable, and it has a lot of chlorine and sediment in it, but it is water. So let's do the ultimate test and see if we have any.
Okay, moment of truth.
Oh, there's something coming out.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe do the cold water because we turned the water heater off. Here, just do cold. It said to let your cold water run for like 10 minutes or something, I think. Water pressure is definitely low, but there is some water coming out. Maybe let's see if it runs out. This might just be a fluke. It's not sounding great, but I'm guessing there's just a lot of air in there. Well, it's been a few minutes and it seems like we have running water. The water pressure is still low, and if you kind of cup your hand and get water, it's definitely cloudy, but it seems like we have running non-potable water. So that's definitely a step in the right direction. Yeah, big step forward. Here's a little clip of Swannanoa River Road. It's still closed down there. They have a lot of work to do to clean up that U-Haul place and all the mud off the road, but that was all flooded pretty badly. We left the house. It seems like the water pressure there is not great. There is running water at our apartment, but it's just, the water pressure is so low that I feel like if we were to run like the dishwasher or the washer or something, I don't know, it might not work that great, so we'd probably still have to hand wash everything, which is okay. Like, that's still way better than having zero running water. But I did also check the internet while we were there, because I had received an email from Spectrum stating that our internet service was restored, and I thought, while we're here, let's just check that, and it turns out it's not restored. I even called them and everything, and they said, nope, you don't have any service and we have no idea when it'll be back on. So that kind of sucks. Small step in the right direction, but still not where we need to be. This is Tunnel Road. If I were to go straight right now, that would be towards like TJ Maxx and what used to be Goodwill and Ole Guacamole and Lowe's and everything, but it is now closed. We're gonna see how close we can get over there, just out of curiosity. We managed to make it a little bit further here on Tunnel Road, and as you can see, it is quite closed. There's a lot of destruction. That sign there says construction only. So I think that's pretty much as far as we can go. Right now we're going to head into Whole Foods off of Tunnel Road. I know that some of you guys were curious about how stocked the grocery stores are, so just gonna film a couple clips in there and just show you kind of what they have to offer. I know when we went to the grocery store, let's see, today is Monday. I think when we were there, not at this Whole Foods, but at the one up on Merriman, like north of Asheville or in North Asheville, that one, I think we were there on a Thursday, I want to say Thursday, and they had, I would say it was decently stocked. The produce was a little bit lacking, like they didn't really have greens. Obviously their hot bar was closed because they don't have running water, things like that. But overall we were able to get what we wanted and what we needed between the Whole Foods and Trader Joe's there on Merriman. Sorry, the lighting's bad right here, but we're gonna run into this Whole Foods. We haven't been in this one yet since the storm, so let's see what they have to offer. So far it seems to be pretty well stocked, actually. More stocked than the other Whole Foods. Some produce is missing, but that looks pretty good to me. So not surprisingly, since they don't have running water, all of their pre-cut fruit and kind of things that they make in-house aren't available, but they do have like plenty of boxed salads and fresh fruit and things like that. We're gonna check out some other departments in here too to see how stocked they are. So naturally the meat department is closed, both seafood and every other type of meat, but they do still have some frozen stuff like frozen seafood there and over here too. For everything that's pre-packaged, they're pretty well stocked on. And I think they are with dry goods too, but I'll check. Random thing to note, Purely Elizabeth granola is on sale. By the time this video is out, it'll probably be the last day of the sale, but it's like the best granola ever. So if you happen to be here, I would recommend grabbing some. They do have some pre-prepared things that are fully stocked, like soups and everything. They even have pizzas. Whole Foods pizzas are really good, by the way. Not too surprisingly, the hot bar is out as well, but they do have tons of water here. So you are actually allowed to grab 2 of these every day. You do have to pay for them here, but each container has 6 gallons, so you can get ultimately like 12 gallons a day. And as you saw earlier, like at Biltmore Church and plenty of other places, they are giving out free water as well. So tons of resources for you. Looks like this church here, Hope Church, is offering free groceries. We're done at the grocery store, but we decided on our way back to Weaverville, which is our temporary living situation, we thought we would stop at Beaver Lake because we've driven by here a couple times so far, but we haven't actually got out and walked around. So we were curious to see kind of how bad the destruction was here. We just started to walk along the path for the little bird sanctuary area, and it's already closed. Let me show you. So we've made it probably not even like a 1/10 of a mile, and it's already blocked off because of some pine trees, multiple pine trees that fell. So let's see if we can get to the lake by going the other way, because this boardwalk normally does a loop. So let's see how far we can get. So far so good on this side of the trail. All right, looks like we're able to make it all the way to the lake on this side. It's quite a beautiful day today. I think the high is like in the, what, 70?
Yeah, it's like 70.
High of 70. It's been sunny all day. Light breeze. Well, you could definitely tell that this part of the trail got flooded. It's pretty muddy in there, and all the plants kind of along here are covered in mud, but I feel like the lake is actually lower than it normally is, which is kind of odd. You could see kind of out there in the distance over here, unfortunately, a few trees fell down. So now I'm at the other side of Beaver Lake, and over here is where that additional parking area used to be, but it is no longer there. And it does kind of look like they're draining the lake or something. I'm not totally sure. Looks like a massive tree fell right here. That one's huge. Well, that's everything for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it useful. I tried to include kind of a large variety of different things, you know, volunteering, showing you what the area looks like now, how stocked grocery stores are, what parks look like, and just kind of give you a taste of really everything. So I do want to mention a few things in here before fully ending out the video. You know, I did show you one volunteering opportunity, but there are many, many others. There are some through like Samaritan's Purse, which we might do next. That would be more like rehab oriented, where you would go to a distressed area and basically where homes got ruined, help them remove all of the destroyed items and tear out like, you know, wet drywall and all of that stuff, and basically help them get their home back to a more livable condition. So there are volunteer opportunities like that. There's also World Central Kitchen, where they're serving free food. I know that Bear's Barbecue, I believe, they were offering free food. There's tons of places. Honestly, if you guys drive on like any main road, like Merriman, even some areas downtown, Hendersonville Road, if you drive on any of those roads, you'll basically see signs for free food, free supplies. Pretty much every church around here is offering help as well. Water, I've found, is readily available pretty much everywhere. In our experience, gas has been basically pretty easy to find as well. I've now been in, I think, 3 different grocery stores, and I'd say they're all doing okay. Ingalls is probably the one that's the most iffy, and that's probably because their distribution center is in Swannanoa, which you may know got hit very hard. So I mentioned a few more volunteer places, but to mention a few others, there's like Red Cross. I know that there are some local specific ones, so if you want to go specifically to Marshall, then there are some like local volunteer groups based there or in Burnsville. I haven't really heard of any opportunities in the Chimney Rock, Bat Cave, Lake Lure area, and I think that that's just because no one can get there. Truly, there are no roads there at all from any direction, and I'm not sure if it's like the National Guard or who exactly is helping there, but I know that they are getting some help. So that's kind of it around the volunteer aspect, but I would love to know from you guys, you know, what would you want to see in the future? Are you curious about maybe a specific town? Do you want to see a close-up, you know, in-depth video on Marshall or Mars Hill or Candler, or, you know, I don't know. Basically, let me know what you guys are interested in. If there's any specific topic or location, I'm happy to just film like a day in the life, since that's going to look a little bit different these days. I want to hear from you guys as the viewer, so leave me a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you want to see next time. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you very soon in the next one.